Today's news will be discussing the new cell phone policy at Cedar Springs High School and how it is affecting staff and students thus far, along with some freshman students' first impressions of high school and how they're adapting to the new environment.
We'll also be covering the more unappreciated sports at Cedar Springs High School and how the athletes feel about the lack of attention their sport gets.
Good morning, Cedar Springs High School. I'm Jeremy Campione.
And I'm Dylan Greenland.
And you're watching Cedar Springs TV Live.
Our first piece of the day covers the new phone policy at Cedar Springs High School. Our own Riley Tate sat down with some students and staff on how they feel about the new policy.
I've noticed recently since the phones have been taken away that a lot of kids just kind of felt like it's a lot different. It's a lot to get used to. People are still on their phones, but they're yelled at for it and they get detentions for it, so it kind of sucks. And I find it harder to do work in some classes because I need my phone in some classes. For instance, a yearbook, I use my voice memos so I can do interviews, and I take pictures on my phone for the yearbook. I do think phones are necessary today because we've adapted to, having phones in our classrooms, so we changed the curriculum to fit that, So yeah, I think phones are necessary.
So my regular day has changed because I don't have my phone with me anymore, which has some gives and some takes. A give that it's given has given me a lot of more focus in class. However, some things that have been taken away is just my learning a little bit, because my phone's helped when I was trying to get online and learn about classes or do other stuff like that. I feel like interaction between other students has been better physically because they're able to talk and just converse with other people. However, when we're talking school-wide and keeping connected with other people around the school, it's completely gone downhill because we can't talk to them with our phones, so we're basically in the dark all the time. As an idea of a whole, I think it's a good idea just because they're really taking the phones completely out of the classroom. However, giving people detentions for that, I think that's a little unjustified just because sometimes people forget. It's kind of like a habit of bringing your phone everywhere. I know that every time last year I always had my phone on me just because that's just how I live and I like to stay connected with the world.
Oh, let's see, the phone policy in my classroom. I would say it's much better. I don't have to worry about students having them out. I haven't had to confiscate one. I have students that if they show up and have it, they put it in a cabinet right away at the beginning of the hour, and it really makes that just a non-issue. In AP Stats and Algebra 2 even, we, specifically in AP Stats, we use applets online and different online resources for the course, and so we've had to track down Chromebooks more often. It's been tough, and so certainly for a couple activities I've needed them, and I've been able to use slow motion cameras on the cell phones, and I've gotten that approval, but otherwise we're using Chromebooks. I think the fact that you still get to use it a little bit in the hallway or at lunch, that is nice, quite frankly. I don't think something I don't want to do is monitor it in the hallway. If you're on it making a quick text or something like that, I'm okay with that. And I think that would be a mess to monitor.
It's pretty interesting hearing insight from other students and staff, because I know personally I'm still trying to adjust to that.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to get used to after being able to have them for the last 2 years.
Yeah. For our next piece, CSTV's Roman Blatt sat down with some freshman students at this year's class and asked them how they are adapting to the new school year. How they are adapting to high school this far. I apologize.
All right, Ben. So, how are you enjoying your year at high school so far?
It's been good. It's harder as a freshman, definitely.
Do you have more homework and stuff like that?
I haven't had a lot of time.
No. All right. Is the work more challenging?
Yeah, it's definitely. It's more challenging than 8th grade.
All right. Who's your favorite teacher so far?
Probably Mr. Emery.
Mr. Emery?
High school.
How do you feel about the upperclassmen?
Um,
You're like supposed to push you around a little bit?
no, I don't really know anyone. I'm new this year. I don't know anyone.
Oh, you're new?
Yeah,
Alright, how do you like the Cedar then so far?
I like it. Yeah.
That's good. Do you have like one of the top lockers that like the new ones? Like the ones that are like
Yeah, I have the upper one. Yeah.
Are you jealous you don't have like a big boy locker?
It doesn't really matter because the person under me, they're never there.
Oh,
So
so
I don't really.
You
Yeah.
got a top locker?
Yeah.
That's a good place to be. Do you plan on attending any clubs, anything like that? You do sports, anything like that?
I might do basketball. I'll probably do track. I'm gonna go to homecoming probably.
Yeah. Does it make you upset when people call you like a little freshman, stuff like that?
Not really.
No?
No, I'm fine.
You're chilling?
Yeah.
That's good. Alright, well that's really all we need.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
Alright,
Thank you.
Are you enjoying your year at high school so far?
Decently, yeah.
Do you have a top or bottom locker?
Top.
Top?
Yeah. I'm very glad for that too. Cause if I had a bottom locker, man, I feel like tall people should have the top ones and shorter people should have the bottom ones.
Yeah,
So it's like easier access.
Yeah, for sure. How do you feel about the upperclassmen?
I mean, I live with a few, so they're pretty chill.
Pretty chill?
I feel like freshmen got a little out of hand. Like they're still. I'm a freshman, but I just feel out of place, like in maturity level, because like they all seem like they're still like 12 years old in high school.
That a lot of them are like that.
Yeah.
So are you involved, or you plan on getting involved in any clubs or sports, anything like that?
Well, I'm in football right now, and I'm probably doing track in the spring when it starts up. So
Yeah. So do you plan on going to homecoming, anything like that?
yeah.
Are you gonna try and get involved in the play or go to the play or anything like that?
I'm not gonna get involved with this one, but I'm probably doing the musical.
Gotcha. All right. So how are you enjoying your first year in high school so far?
It's pretty good.
If you could pick out any highlights, what would be possible?
Football games are really fun sitting in the student section. So,
All right. What are some of your favorite teachers so far? If you could pick any.
Mr. Weatherbacks and Miss Nelius.
All right. Feel about upperclassmen and them like pushing you guys around.
They kind of scare me, so I try to avoid eye contact with them so I don't talk to many upperclassmen.
Does it irritate you that they always say stuff about you guys that you're mature and all that?
No, because we are immature.
Alright, do you feel like you're immature if you're in the freshman class?
No, but I know a lot of my fellow classmates are, so.
That's understandable. Alright, do you plan on going to any of the events such as homecoming, anything like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do? Are you involved in any clubs or sports or anything like that? Any after school things?
Not right now.
No, not right now. Do you plan on it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you plan on doing?
Soccer and basketball.
Soccer and basketball. Alright. Alright, I think that's really it.
I can remember freshman year like it was yesterday.
Yeah, it's really been flying by high school, and it's as weird as it might sound, it kind of makes me sad. I feel like I'm going to miss it when it's over.
We're now going to send it over to Omani Morales for our weather updates. Omani?
Hi. Thank you, Dylan and Jeremy. My name is Omani Morales, and I will be doing your weather for this morning. As you can see, Thursday, we have, it's going to be partly cloudy with a high of 66, and for almost the rest of the week, it's going to be pretty rainy. As you can see by the forecast, we're going to have some rain from the east slowly drop in and terrorize good old Cedar Springs. Now, back to Dylan and Jeremy.
Thank you, Omani. Now transitioning into sports, Riley Kinzinger has highlights and scores from this past week's athletics along with some new upcoming events. Riley, it to you.
What a bullet from our varsity starting quarterback, Jeremy Campione. So this week, last Friday actually, the Hawks went up against the Yellow Jackets at Greenville. At half, they were winning 44-0, and then they ended the game 50-8. Ben Shaw actually had a killer run, rushing 53 yards and scoring a touchdown. And then for girls volleyball, they had their first home game this week against Northview. They came out victorious. And they have another home game tonight against Lowell, so everyone be there. And then next Monday, they have a home game at 6 for the pink game. So everyone wear your shirts. They're $10. You can buy them from Ms. Hilliard and support breast cancer awareness. And then for boys soccer, they kind of had a rough week. They lost Thursday night against Forest Hills Northern 3-0. They lost Tuesday night 3-0 at Forest Hills Central, and then they lost last night at Northview 3-2. So hopefully they come back stronger this week. And then tonight we have another game for boys. What? Tomorrow night we have a football game at Allendale. Everyone come out and support. It's a blackout, so support those Hawks. Okay, passing it back to Jeremy.
Thank you, Riley. Thank you for tuning in to today's edition of Cedar Springs TV Live. I'm Jeremy Campione.
I'm Dylan Greenland.
And just remember, it's always a great day
to be a Red Hawk.